initiative by a UK-based charity, Educating the Children, is working to get more women in Africa into working in coding by providing top-level education, job openings and opportunities within the industry. The Code Queen campaign was launched in Kampala, Uganda, where there is high demand for ICT skills from both corporates and startups and just not enough supply due to inadequate training. Well, with me is Sonal Kachka, who is the founder of the charity Educating the Children, and we're also joined by Code Queen project beneficiary Phyllis Nabangi. Thank you both for joining us. Sonal, just tell us how this works. How does the training work?
Okay, so as you mentioned, Code Queen, it's a new, unique program we set up last year, and it provides young unemployed women in Uganda with coding skills and then links them up with local and international employers in the tech space. So there are there's an abundance of software engineers in Uganda, and this is a kind of like a fully voluntary based initiative, and it's kind of offered for free to young women who are unemployed.
And Phyllis, you've had this training. What are you doing now?
I am currently an IT analyst at Tata Consultancy Center.
Oh, Phyllis, we're slightly struggling to hear you. Let's see if we can do anything to improve that, but we'll come back to you if we can. Sonal, just tell us on the ground, what difference does it actually make? What exact training do people need, and then how can it help them?
Yeah, so I mean, we're pleased with the progress we're making. So we've managed to train and link young unemployed women to tech careers, not just in Uganda, but also the international job market. So it's a shame you can't hear Phyllis, but she's made it all the way from Uganda to India to work for Tata as an IT consultant. So it's a great example of how well-meaning small British charities can make a huge difference in far-flung corners of the world by being resourceful and flexible, whilst maintaining that rigor and the quality and standards.
And how do you find people, and how are you delivering the training at the moment, obviously with everything that's going on?
Yeah, I mean, so far, there's a huge demand for this training because, it's kind of proven through its results. So, we've got a huge pipeline of talent, but currently not enough resources to accommodate everyone. Fundraising's been extremely tough in this economic environment, and we have had to make kind of like a shift from being at this startup hub to being 100% fully remote online. The reason why we're at the Startup Village was so, these young women have access to laptops and data. So moving online is an issue, whereas in the West, it's easy to work from home. But in Uganda, it's not so straightforward, and we can't really take it for granted.
And why are you focusing on helping women?
Women, so, there's a lot of research that shows that educating a young woman is the most effective way to bring communities out of poverty. Statistically, women spend 90% of their income on families, whereas this figure is only 30% for a man. And then if you look at the information technology space, it's still a very male-dominated environment. So, even multinational tech giants are struggling to get the number of women employed above 20%. And, our kind of experience on the ground has showed that it's really a mindset barrier. So by creating women-only programs, we're able to kind of create that safe space for them to build their confidence in, to eventually go into these male-dominated environments.
Okay, well, Sonal Kachka and Phyllis Nabangi, I'm so sorry, Phyllis, we couldn't manage to hear you. I'm sure if we can come back to you at some point in the future, we will. Thank you both very much.